So over the last few days and weeks, there's been a very big controversy regarding a particular ride at Six Flags Great Adventure called Kingda. I'm sure you've heard of it, which stands at a whopping 456 feet tall and has been operated since 2003 as the tallest roller coaster in the world. Now, this is regarding the question of whether it will close at the end of the 2024 season. With obviously most of the parks closing for winter maintenance, it really begs the question of whether this ride will reopen in 2025. Now, there's been multiple sources to claim that this ride will indeed be closed forever and will unfortunately lose its title as the tallest roller coaster in the world, obviously if it's not standing. But then there's actually been no confirmation on whether the park has actually said anything about it. So it's just caused this kind of massive debate on social media about whether it will close or not. So yeah, before we get started, I just wanted to say that we have just passed 2,000 subscribers. So if you could help us on the road to 3K, then it would be much appreciated if you could hit the little red subscribe button. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so if you don't know, this ride is an intimate accelerator model using a hydraulic launch. Now, these hydraulic launch coasters were particularly popular in the 2000s with the likes of topthrilldragster, Storm Runner, and Stealth and Rita in the UK. They're the ones that we know that are like close to us. But over the last few years, these rides have started to become out of date, and Intamin actually no longer sell these hydraulic launch models on their website. It now only comes with the LSM launches that you see on the likes of Mandrill Mayhem, Top Thrill 2, which is the new version of Top Thrill Dragster, and many others. So this really did spark a lot of controversy because even though the park hadn't actually announced anything, there was just a massive whirlpool of how long it would be before this ride would actually be closed, because the ride is coming up to 21 years of operation. So yeah, it would just be such a shame because it held such a big piece of history, because obviously it will lose its title as the tallest roller coaster in the world, because of Falcon's Fly, which is going to open next year for who knows how long. So yeah, it's just really been a very big topic in the coaster community for a long time now, and it's just been so much speculation. I think the main people that have kind of said, "Oh, it's closing forever, goodbye," whatever, has just been. I'm not going to put any blame onto them, but I think the likes of Coaster Studios have practically said that it's closing, because on the 10th of November, which was 2 days before this video is being recorded, there was just a massive send off within the coaster community, even though the park itself hadn't actually announced anything. To this day, they still haven't announced anything. There was just a massive agreement that this ride was closing forever. I just think it's really weird how a park can just keep themselves quiet, even though so many people believe something that could not even be true. In my opinion, I don't really think it would be surprising if the park came out and said, "This is just complete BS. It's just going to reopen for the 2025 season." But then I also wouldn't be surprised if they just said, "Oh yeah, it's closing," like many people have said. But it's just really weird how there's been just a massive debate, and the people that actually own the coaster don't say anything themselves. But yeah, it's just such a weird situation, and I mean, with the likes of Top Thrill 2 reopening this year because of Top Thrill Dragster, which used to have a hydraulic launch, closing in 2021, although that wasn't due to the hydraulic launch being old or whatever. It was because an unfortunate accident, I believe, which made it had to close for a while, and then they remade it into Top Thrill 2 what it is. But then Top Thrill 2 clearly didn't do well, did it? Anyway, so yeah, it's just such a weird situation, and I'll update, and obviously once the official confirmation is released, I will of course update you guys on said information. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. it's just a really crazy situation, and obviously I've never done Kingda car myself. The closest I've done to Kingda car is obviously stealth, but because hydraulic launches, they just provide such a different experience to what you would see on an LSM. They're just such a special kind of coaster, and to lose, because obviously Kingda car held such a special place in a lot of people's hearts, to see it go would be a massive loss. But obviously we don't know anything yet. Obviously it's just speculation. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.